Hi, everybody. Today I want to talk about your mindset and willpower and how that helps you on your journey. So, the first thing I want to talk about is what to keep in mind when you start your journey is how much do you want to lose while you're on your journey? How do you want your body to look? Do you just want to slim down? Do you want to tone up? Do you want to just start um, working out or exercising more? Do you just want to eat healthy? Or do you want to lose a lot of weight like I did and like lose body fat and stuff like that? So that's what I want to talk about today. And if you want to lose a lot of weight like I did, I would say talk to your doctor because he'll help you achieve or set a weight goal for you to achieve. Because I know WW has some strict weight goals for people depending on their height. So if you don't think you can achieve that, like I did, I talked to my doctor about it, and he set me up a weight goal for me to achieve along the way. So that helps. And it'll help you, get to where you want to go. The first thing or the next thing I should talk about is like your willpower and or what I call military mind. You literally have to train your mind to think differently than you did before you started your journey. Because if I thought the same way than I thought before, then none of this weight that I lost would have ever happened. Because I was always thinking, especially with exercise, oh, I need to start exercising. I need to start walking. And then I would say, oh, maybe tomorrow. And then tomorrow would never come. Or I would always find an excuse on why not to start walking. Like, oh, I'm just too tired. I have a headache. I just don't want to. Things like that. So if I thought that way before, like now, if I like as I did before, there's no way I would have lost 100 pounds. So it helps to literally change your thinking before you even start this journey because it really helped me on me achieving what I have already achieved. So and another thing about before with your mindset is eating differently because before I was, thinking like I just don't feel like making breakfast, I don't feel like making dinner, I don't, just don't feel like cooking, and I would just go out to eat a lot. I would go to breakfast at McDonald's and just eat there because it was easy, it was quick, it was simple. But I really was destroying, myself, my body by eating that garbage every day. Um, so it does help with on your journey by eating healthier. And I don't want you to think, well, eating like or buying nutritional foods is more expensive because it really isn't if you think about how many times you're going out, not just in a day or in a week, but in a month even. And how many people are you buying fast food for? So if you're just doing yourself, maybe 3 days, 2 meals or even 3 meals a day, that's a lot of money when you think you got to spend anywhere between $5 and $10 for a meal, and you're doing that 1 to 3 times a day. It gets a little expensive just for yourself, let alone, let's say you have a family of four, or, and you're buying for yourself and three other people, that's a lot of money when you add it up. Even if it's just for dinner for one meal, that's a lot of money that you're spending on fast food for four people when you can take that money and put it towards a lot of nutritional foods that you could, help you on your journey, like fruits and vegetables and lean meats and things like that. So, when you think about how much you're spending on fast food, the nutritional foods really aren't much more expensive than what you're already paying at McDonald's or something. Um, so that helps too, to think about it that way in a different mindset of, price wise. The thing next would be to start setting goals, like small weight goals and NSVs that we call them, or non scale victories. Non scale victories are anything that you see that changing in your body or for yourself that's not on a scale, that's not a number on a scale. So setting small weight goals, let's see, let's start with like at WW, you get these little weight loss charms here. For every like certain amount of weight you lose, you get a little charm for it. So like at WW you get a charm for every 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, and 50 pounds. And then after 50 pounds, you get a charm for every 25 pounds after that. So that helps with motivation, for me to stay on track because I want the little charm and I put them on my necklace so everybody can see, how much weight I've achieved. And they ask you about them a lot. Like, what's that? And I have to tell them. So that's pretty cool. But other weight goals that I did set for myself was the first one was to weigh less than my husband, which was really important to me, the first like little step that I wanted to achieve because he is like 6'5" and he at the time he weighed 275. So when I started my journey I weighed more than him, which was, horrifying to me in my mind. I'm like, "Oh my, I got to weigh less than him." So that was my first goal I wanted to achieve, was to weigh less than him. And when I finally did, it pushed me to keep going and keep staying on my journey so I can achieve the next one. And some of the other weight goals that I set for myself, my mom started WW with me, but she didn't weigh as much as me. So that's my next goal, was to be able to weigh less than her. So eventually, I think I might get there, but I'm still working on it. So I want to weigh less than her eventually one day. So that's another weight goal I have. And at WW, I do the meetings in the studio, and it helps me because that also helps me with my mindset and my willpower, because I saw them when I first started. I saw everybody that was there had lost all this weight and was looking really good, and I was like, oh my god, I want to be there like them one day, and I want to be that person that's on Lifetime that lost a lot of weight, because they at the time had lost anywhere from 60 to 80 to 100 pounds. So they pushed me in the beginning to stay on my journey because I wanted to be like them one day, which helps. And then once I um, lost all of my weight, started to lose up to 60 and then 80, I started and eventually got to get into 100. I started pushing them and giving them the motivation to keep going, to stay on their journey and not give up, because they're Lifetime. So they, can sometimes have the mindset, oh, okay, maybe, this doesn't matter this meal or that day, but I'm eventually pushing them too with all the weight that they see that I lost. So we have this camaraderie of pushing each other back and forth, this willpower and this mindset of keep going. We got to keep going. So I like that camaraderie we have at WW. We can push each other to keep going. And eventually I wanted, my other weight goal was to weigh what it says on my driver's license. So if you're like me, you every time you go and renew your driver's license, you never really, even though you gain weight, you never really, tell them, well, I'm not that weight anymore, I'm more. So I've never changed that on my driver's license. So I want to eventually weigh what it says on my driver's license. So that's another weight goal that I want to achieve. So yeah, that's another thing that I will be so happy to achieve when I get there. So that pushes me too to keep going and keep motivating myself to keep going. Um, and the next, or one I want to say is, Lifetime is what I in WW is when you achieve your weight goal that they have set for each height of of every person. You achieve that and you stay on it for several weeks, I think, and then you get a lifetime. You don't have to pay the extra fee anymore. You can, once you get lifetime, you don't have to pay the fee. And then if you get like a 2 pound overage, so you don't have to pay the fee unless you weigh 2 pounds more than your goal weight. So that's where, like I talked to you before about talking to your doctor and helping you set a weight goal. Because if you can't achieve what they have at WW, you can have your doctor send a letter to them, and then that would be your weight goal that WW would set for you, which I have done. So I don't think I could achieve, let's say, 150 pounds, right now at this time. So my doctor set me up, a little letter saying that my goal weight was something different. So that's what I'm pushing for, is for me to get to my weight goal finally, eventually. So after weight goals, you want to set non-scale victories. Like I said, it's something that you don't see on a scale, a number. You see it within your body. You see it, a change in yourself somehow, some way. Um, and I love setting non-scale victories because they keep pushing me to keep going. Once I achieve one, I want to achieve the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So a lot of the NSVs I set can sound a little mundane to some people, but they're really, they're really accomplishing when I do get there. I'm like, oh my God, I finally was able to do this. And some of them are like walking up the stairs without getting out of breath or my knees hurting. And then another one was to like be able to cross my legs, which I haven't been able to do in years. So that was another little thing that kind of helped push me to keep going to the next non-scale victory. The next one is which is a little tip that I like to give you because it helps me, is fitting into smaller clothes, but in two different ways. The first one is closet shopping, as we call it. Everybody has them clothes that it's in the back of the closet that you keep, because even though you've gotten bigger, you keep and you say, well, maybe one day I can fit into those. That's another thing that I wanted to achieve, was to be able to fit into some of those clothes that I had that were smaller. So I can finally push myself to get there, to fit into them. So that was another thing that I set for myself to do, was to be able to do. So that helped me stay motivated too. And another thing that really helped, another little tip, was to purposely buy smaller clothes at the store that you can't fit into now. So like a smaller shirt or a smaller pair of pants or something. So I purposely bought something smaller that I loved, that I wanted to be able to finally fit into. And what I did was, them little hooks that you put over the top of like a door and you can hang like towels and stuff on. I used one of those and I put it on my closet door in my bedroom, and I hung the shirt up on top of it. So every time I walked into the door or into the room, I could see this shirt, and it would remind me every day to keep going on my treadmill, keep walking, keep doing more activity, and keep eating healthier and stay on my journey, because I wanted to fit into that shirt because I loved it so much. And eventually I was able to fit into that shirt, which it was so ecstatic for me when I did it. I was so excited. I was finally able to get into it. So that's another little tip that I would tell you, is to purposely buy those smaller clothes, so to keep you motivated, to keep your willpower there. Like, I'm gonna fit into this shirt or these pants, or like I bought boots that were purposely too small too, like around the calf, and it pushed me to keep going and to keep, so I can keep finally eventually be able to fit into those boots that I loved. Another thing would be to be a motivator is when I told myself when I reached 100 pounds that I wanted to take a picture with the old clothes that I had, that I weighed in with at WW, which I weighed in at 284 pounds. I think I was a size 22, 24. So eventually I'm going to put those pants back on when I only need 1 more pound to do it to reach my 100. So when I do, I'm going to put them pants back on and the shirt, and I want to take a picture with it to see how far I've come. I've taken side by side pictures, which helps on my journey too. That little, before and after kind of thing, which helps me, like, oh my gosh, look at how much weight, not just in my face, but in my body too, to where I can do the side by side, and it helps me stay on my journey, like that. Yeah, so that helps too. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes so I don't get lost. um, the other thing I wanted to say really quick before I wrap this up, because I don't like to keep these long, is don't be influenced by others and what they think, or negative thoughts that you've heard from other people, like whether it would be bullying from you as a child that you've heard before, long ago, that kind of really does stay with you. I know that from personal experience. And or don't be influenced by other people, like when they say, well, why are you starting this journey, why do you need to lose weight? You don't need to lose weight, you're fine the way you are, you're beautiful, you don't need to lose weight, da, 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 whatever. Don't listen to them. If you want to start your journey, I would say just do it. If it makes you feel better mentally or even physically, or even to feel better within your own skin or within your own clothes, do it. Don't let them, push you out of doing or starting your journey if you want to actually do it. So that's what helps too with that military mind that I talk about, is don't be influenced. Don't let negative thoughts in your head, because it will sabotage you. You will sabotage yourself if you keep thinking them negative thoughts from other people, or you let them sink in, you know what I mean? So don't let that dissuade you from starting your journey, because you can be who you want to be. So I'm gonna probably wrap it up now. I think that's enough for today. If I think about more, then I'll put it in the next video or something. Or if you have any questions, or if you have anything that you want to ask me, or have things you want me to talk about, you can leave them in the comments, and I can address them at a later video for you. So yeah, so don't forget to subscribe. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope it helps you on your journey. Bye, everybody.